Welcome back to the Let's Play for COMP3218. This is Batch 8. I'm Adrian Chapman, a lecturer on the course, and I'm here with two colleagues.
I'm Tom Blount. I'm also lecturing on the course.
I'm Callum Smallforth. I'm a postgraduate student and a demonstrator on the course.
Great, and Tom, can you tell us a little bit about what they were expected to do for this coursework?
Absolutely. So for this coursework, we asked our students to make a small game prototype in which they had a strong core dynamic, and we asked them to make a tutorial that showed the player how to play the game. So let's open up this. So our first game is called Red Fox Platformer. So we're on the WebGL build for this one. So there we go. Let's get nice and full screened.
It's probably worth pointing out, we're not sure if this is a bug or a feature, but there's no real way to move left or right at any velocity in this game.
So I'm currently hammering the right arrow key, and we are slowly sliding away across the screen. However, what we can do is jump.
Which was not taught to us, but we poked around.
Yeah, so I'm going to explore the entire level by jumping. Is there anything over here?
I don't know, but every time I think you're stuck.
No,
so
we
they've
can't do
nicely bounded you with just
the scenery, though it looks like I should be able to jump over that. But anyway, so we'll go through this door, which is nicely signposted. Try and sort of pinpoint it with it. There we go. Okay, so we started in the centre of the screen, so it's not super obvious which way we're meant to be going.
But here comes another bounding from this scenery itself.
And that's the so why not put that bounding box right? Why not start us here next to this rock and then not let us go to the left? Because now we've got some negative space on the right, which means we know we're meant to go this way. So I think the movement must be a bit of a bug because it's only just teaching us the jump mechanic here.
Agreed.
So let's jump over that.
It is introducing them in a really nice way, though. I love the arrows that make it very clear.
So that is really nice. One thing that's a bit odd is this is teaching us a double jump, but I do not need to double jump over that.
Interesting.
So much like the right and left arrows are not quite calibrated correctly, possibly the spacebar jumping is not as well.
So I wonder if they've added that twig right at the top deliberately to stop you doing that.
Well, I think they have, which is kind of nice. So I was trying to sort of slightly get outside the bounds of play, but so we can double jump up these walls like this.
So I really do love these arrows that are telling you exactly what to do.
Yeah, like the actual way it's... And again, they've sort of got like an enemy, there's a skull signpost, there's a bunch of skulls down there. That's actually really, really nice. So
is it a possum?
I don't know, but that's the thing. I have no idea what it is, but I know it's bad.
We do know it's bad, just because of the skulls and the sign, yes.
And I think this is something that a lot of games miss out. They'll give you something that is clearly meant to be an enemy, or they'll mark a particular red zone as dangerous, but it's not always immediately obvious that it's going to kill you if you land on it. At least not if you've got, not unless without relying on prior experience of sort of platforms.
And something else they've taken away from the lectures on tutorials, particularly where we sort of delved into Mario 1-1, is they've given us a space where we can see how this enemy moves. So we can look at its movement pattern, we can see how it interacts with the scenery and things like that. Now, let's take bets. Do you reckon I can jump on this thing?
I want to know whether you can ride it.
I reckon no.
Alright, let's...
Oh, you're dead.
I'm dead. Okay.
Oh, that's quite nice. I like the little death animation.
So this bouncing is going to get a little bit annoying. Doing.
I was wondering where they got all this art from.
I'm guessing Unity assets, but they are very nicely put together.
Oh,
that was a little scary in that you went a long way with not seeing what was below you. Super jump.
So it's interesting that we've got a double jump and a super jump. That feels possibly a bit unnecessary. Okay,
okay, so now
got
we've
the traditional spikes
and skulls. What's below you? Actually, can you go back there for a second and jump up and down? There's a red... Oh, never mind, it's just dirt coloring. It looked like there was an arrow coming up.
And again, we can presumably... Yeah. So there's no need to let us go past this door. So just
can
put
you super jump
that tree here. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm guessing not.
Oh, we go. There is actually another collider there.
Yeah.
Curiously, he moves better left to right in the air than he does...
So again, it was C to get through this door, but there's no prompt this time. Which
yes.
I actually think it'd be nice if they kept the arrows at the very least.
Yeah.
It was a nice little prompt. Can you kill yourself in those spikes?
What spikes?
The two types.
The two stalactites.
I don't think so, but no.
Okay.
They're just scenery.
Okay, so anyway, it's just a bunch of it. It's
So,
doing well at this time.
Could you
It's
die
most
by
unlike you.
falling to your death
so the
here?
problem is,
Oh, you're
Yeah,
dead.
so
you
we
don't see that you're dead. You don't know at this
Yeah.
point because of the screenplay. Right.
yeah, there's a lot of, because we're in the dead center of the screen, that looks a dangerous jump.
Yeah.
Ah, but you got a double jump, haven't you?
I do, but I'm sort of stuck on this thing now. And the problem is, so if the movement keys were working a bit better, it'd be a lot easier to. There we go.
So I'm struggling with the fact that we are centered on the screen and have a hard time seeing the things in our path when we're in motion.
Yeah.
It's impossible to avoid because the knowledge isn't there to.
The jump is like it feels responsive. Like it jumps when I want it to jump, but it does. It's a very long jump, so not being able to see where I'm jumping becomes a problem very quickly.
And they've clearly tried to mitigate this a little bit though, because the camera does move as you move, but it's just not quite enough to.
Yeah. I think part of it is if we could have compressed the height, so basically move some of our real world into a smaller landscape view, it would actually fix this criticism.
Mm.
So like here, we don't.
No.
We kind of know there's something there, but we don't know what's below us.
So one thing I'd like to add, just from a module point of view, some checkpoints would be nice because we are not necessarily the best at playing these.
Well, also if you're going to put I've got to jump off this thing to the right now. What do you think's down there? Do you reckon it's spikes?
Probably spikes.
Yep.
Which side of the screen do you reckon the spikes are going to be on?
Ooh.
Straight down.
All right, so I should jump over here. Oh,
The
see the entire bottom of that is covered
entire
in
bottom
spikes.
was. Yes.
So given that we had no way of knowing what was coming, and we were almost certainly going to die because the only way to get past that is trial and error,
So
now we have to go through all of this again.
Are we still officially in tutorial, or are we playing at this point?
So I think they've integrated the tutorial with the gameplay, so there's not a separate tutorial section other than those arrows they incorporated, which I think was a really nice way to do it, but I think we're definitely into the game proper now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still introducing elements as we go, presumably.
So from the notes, I can't see anything that suggests there's more mechanics in this game.
Okay, but that, yeah, let's swap over. So I was enjoying that.
Ah, exactly. Why do you think I want to play?
What was I going to say?
How do I jump? Space.
Space.
No, really, what was I saying? The X, the super jump. That hasn't come up again since.
No, it is not.
Because the double jump is good enough that...
Ah!
Oh.
Wait, so do you hold X?
I think you just press X and then jump.
It's not very super.
You're just not very good at it.
Oh, no, look, his tail shakes more.
I do like the style.
There we go.
So
So
it's
you mean
interesting.
it's quite hard getting around with just the jump.
The dynamic in the movement, not the dynamic, but the movement in this game. There was a game, and I can't remember the name of it a while ago, where you had an umbrella and you were puffing air up into the umbrella. I don't understand why the fox has this movement.
That's the, I actually quite like the sort of like the jump almost, but it feels like the level design doesn't really take it into account
Yes.
so much. So
Yes.
if it was a case of just you had to keep going right, and there were sort of platforms up and down, and you had to just sort of launch yourself through them. That would make use of this sort of quite extravagant jump. But because we got this almost sort of precision stuff to do, where we've got to go down and under these things.
Fit through the hole while jumping in the air. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. If you wall jump, your double jump doesn't reset.
That seems reasonable.
Alright, so how do we do this bit? Oh, no, not this bit, not this bit. Oh, that was it just me or was that Collider a little bit?
It was a little bit off. It felt like, I mean,
Maybe I'm just bad at this.
maybe. It's been 9 times.
So what did they actually say that the core design?
This is an
dynamic
interesting one.
was for this?
What core dynamic
Is-
is good?
Exploration, action, adventure.
That's not the core dynamic. Well, actually, exploration is. Action adventure is
Exploration, right.
the genre of your game. But yeah, exploration.
You
no.
only have one path.
Yeah, there is nowhere to explore. So, It's
It's not really chase and evade.
it's spatial reasoning. It's sort of
Yeah.
typical sort of platform where you here is a space and you have to figure out how to get through it.
through it, given the motions you're allowed. Yeah.
Like exploration into there you go.
That's it. You got it.
So
Alright.
I hope there's a checkpoint somewhere. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, so maybe when we just said
What?
there's only one path. Maybe we were wrong.
Maybe
This
we're
see, this feels extra unfair though. The spikes on the bottom.
So that looks like an arrow on the right hand side. I don't know whether that's just coincidence, but that definitely feels like
Which?
it's in the background there.
Oh yeah.
So again, some of the level design things have stuff about signposting and sort of directing your
Uh oh.
player.
So where am I supposed to go then?
So that bit's blocked off.
Because I know that doing the
Take a
wall
far
jump doesn't.
all the way to the right.
Reset.
Try going all the way left while jumping. Jump. There you go. Jump some more.
Oh, yeah, you
You gotta go under that.
Okay.
So that seems a bit sneaky. Just like, what's the point of that section then? Or is there going to be a switch down here maybe?
I mean, they've not introduced any.
Demo complete.
Oh, that
Complete.
was. Subscribe to our Patreon.
Okay. So overall quality wise, what do you think?
Ooh.
So, unfortunately, I'm worried. Is this how much of the movement here is bugs? Right? Is the walking a
So
bug?
I think the walking is a bug.
Is the double jump that's not a double jump a bug?
Which
When you hit X, you don't actually jump as high
So-
as space. Is that a bug?
You do if you hold it down, I think. But
Ah.
but again, why is it there when
Why
you've
is
got
it
a
there?
double jump?
Exactly. Okay, so we just didn't hold it long enough that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was interesting, something that was unclear from the tutorial.
Right.
But I suppose it lets you learn it with trial and error as well.
Right.
Speaking of tutorial, what about the tutorial? So this screen actually is quite nice.
It is,
Mm.
as is the C above the door later. Although, did we ever learn? It took us to get to the next tutorial V1 before we actually learned how to jump.
And to be fair, if the movement was working, we wouldn't need to.
True. Very
Oh.
true.
But yes.
So they broke down walking, going through a door, jumping,
So let's go back.
double jumping,
And wall jumping.
super jumping.
Yep.
There we go.
And the enemies as well. They sort of introduced
And
that
the enemies.
with literal signposting of putting a skull next to it, which
Yep,
was nice.
spikes.
Fury.
I'm just trying to get them both on screen at once.
Now, what is our motivation for going forward? Are we, we just die when an animal hits, so we just moving forward?
I don't know. It's never. I mean, I guess they'd argue that's why they've said exploration is the focus, because you're just sort of exploring the level. But yeah, to me, exploration is more sort of sandboxy kind of games, like things like Skyrim, where you have a huge open world and you can choose where you want to go, and sort of you get that idea of sort of discovery as you're sort of learning about new parts of the world and parts of the level,
And I think that's the key bit. Exploration really does need to have that sense of discovery.
and also
So-
choice.
Mm.
Whereas,
Yeah.
like you
So
mentioned, this
here,
is
we
quite
got
linear.
stuck up in that corner, and there was no discovery.
That wasn't a choice, that was more having the expectation pulled out from underneath us.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I'd almost say it's more, again, spatial reasoning. Admittedly, that gets applied to every platform.
So yeah, particularly not every platform, because some focus on other things, but for this
Mm.
one, given that like all of the controls are all movement based, it's all about the different kinds of jumps you can do to avoid the enemies to get from one space to another.
Especially with the double jump as well. So if we think of the segment later with the bridge, which
Yeah,
doesn't
you
take
go
too long
to-
to get to it, but you do have to actually figure out how to solve that bit.
Yeah.
Which plays nicely into the spatial reasoning rather than just, my reaction speed's fast enough. Which,
So I think it feels like one of these games that they haven't necessarily 100% understood what the core dynamic is, but they've still managed to put the elements together that actually do feel cohesive.
Yes. And they haven't overloaded it with lots of extra pieces of,
Yeah, see, I think this is the only spot in the game where you need to do this.
but you definitely can't do it with double jump.
But that's my point. This is the only spot where you need to do it.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is a really nice set of graphics they've got for this. Alright, so yeah, overall, reasonable. It's a bit of a shame there's some bugs, but the actual sort of level design seems okay. There's, apart from the slightly unforgiving nature of some of the blind pits and blind jumps you have to do.
Yes. Which could be rectified by a slightly change of the screen real estate.
Yeah. Okay, should we move on?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, let's move on. All right. Right, so this next game is called Uplifting.
Ah, I know this game.
I also know this game.
I don't. I'm going to play the
I was going to
tutorial.
say excellent, yeah. Okay, so you can play the tutorial.
Alright.
So really, I quite like the music, I quite like the
I like
art
the-
style.
I like the background.
I'm gonna bump the sound.
Okay, good morning and welcome to your new role as... Green Meadows Waste Management. Alright.
Nice smooth jazz in the background.
Oh no. Alright. I am...
So this is Jim.
This is Jim. Okay, Jim.
Jim works in accounting, which is on the
Let's
second floor.
get him up there. So,
Seared floor.
I see. Okay, so I have to... This is me just pressing the up arrow. But I only have to press it once for Jim to actually move. Hi, Barbara. Okay, she's stressed. Let's rush right up and...
So this is Barbara's stressor meter.
Okay, we got a stressometer. And we don't let her to get stressed too high. To the 6th floor, as fast as we can. Whoops, I missed.
So I like
Oh,
little sound
Barbara's
effects.
getting stressed. Alright. Oh, Dawn. And one wants to go to 3, one wants to go to 2. Oops, I missed one, but that's okay. We're going to go to 3 next. Luckily, I don't have to be too picky because we're going to just drop him. We're going to go all the way up here.
Right down to 3.
So this is... Well, see, yeah, okay. I struck. I'm sorry, Oscar.
I'm sorry, but I would feel seasick on this elevator.
Oh, wait a minute. 1 while moving to boost. Okay.
That's not going to improve matters.
No, it's not. Okay, here we go. Alright.
So while moving... Ooh.
Oh, God.
Straight into the...
This is like the,
cryogenic-
Oops, sorry, I missed that. I can't go back, can I?
So that freezes their stress meters, I think.
Got it. Press 2 while you have passengers to freeze. Okay.
Okay,
Alright,
so you make them
so,
feel seasick, then
Up,
freeze them.
go!
Whoa, straight to the top. There we go.
Alright, but I only want to do a little bit here. Alright, I would really love it to snap to the floors because I get in... See, it kind of does. It's very forgiving about me missing the floor
If you go
here.
halfway and hit right, what happens?
Nothing, they don't get off.
Okay.
So I've been trying that, and yeah, you have to... They're forgiving a bit, but not...
Time for you to fly solo.
Now, notice I actually didn't have to practice any freezing there. I was able to do 1, just to be sure, possibly. So this is nice. They're giving me a yes, no. Oh, oops. Sorry. I
Repeat
didn't
the
mean to.
tutorial
Oh
now.
no!
Here
Oh
we go again.
no! Alright.
Hi, Jim. It's a real sense of deja vu here.
It is. Silly me. Alright, Jim's moving up to the 2nd floor. Look at that. I couldn't do this the first time either.
This is very much more Terror Tower than Elevator, I think, though.
Barbara. I
So I think this is another one of the games where they can do this artwork themselves, which I think is kind of nice.
did they?
I think I could be wrong.
It is quite nice art, though. It's simple, but it's effective.
That's it. At the end of the day, we're not marking on whether they did the art themselves, but it is definitely a nice, consistent look and feel. Like
Yes.
I like the sort of elevated music in the background. It sort of ties it all together quite nicely. Whoosh.
Alright, we're freezing this time, and I promise I'm not going to push the button the wrong way.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
We're not of guys.
And I've run out of people, and I haven't had to practice freeze again.
So I wonder if there's a bug when you repeat the tutorial.
You just run out of...
Well, oh, there we go. Okay, we're going to go down to 3.
So that's interesting. So what incentive do you have to... 'cause
Play.
Presumably the aim of the game is to make sure nobody gets too stressed.
Yes.
So if you have nobody in your lift, what's to stop you just going to halfway between 2 floors and just waiting there until the end of the day? So I almost feel like it would be very good if they visually represented sort of all of the people waiting for the
Okay.
lift at the
Now,
floor.
I'm going to pay attention here. We're good.
Down.
We're gonna go down. Here we go.
So let's see if there's a points meter or something.
Let's watch what it really does.
Day 1, 7 floors. Open
Okay.
the doors to start.
I don't know how to open the doors.
So that's, yeah, I think if we had those people waiting there at the floors.
Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, I really wanted to snap to.
Freeze.
Freeze.
Oh, I forgot!
Floor 6. Floor 4.
Oh, no.
Ah, I was dismissed. That's excellent.
That's a really nice bit of polish there.
That is.
Let's give it a shot.
Go for it.
Right. So it was up, down, 1, 2.
Yeah. And you have to do right to get it to open the doors.
So that's not immediately obvious, like you said.
No.
That would be quite a nice one to have.
They do mark it in the tutorial, depending on when you move people on and off, they weren't moving unless I was pushing. So that did actually come out in the tutorial.
Let's go to 6.
We're in the indecisive elevator. Like,
It is.
Well.
And to be honest, this is part of why I'd like to snap between floors, because I spent a lot of time kind of carefully lining it up.
So I think that was done deliberately, just because of, because otherwise it might make it a little bit too easy.
Right.
But yeah, I can see why it's a little bit.
Freeze.
2, 4.
So what do you reckon the core dynamic of this game is?
Elevators.
Elevators. Oh, try again.
Time management.
Close, but no.
I wouldn't be any good at it if that was the case.
So they've said survival.
Oh my.
I guess.
I did get fired. I didn't survive.
Because again, you've got this sort of resource, this stress meter
Yeah.
sort of ticking down over time.
It is a stressful game.
So again, it's not one of these survival games where you're only postponing the inevitable. We do have a goal state that we're going to reach.
It is.
Which is
well,
fine.
what is the goal state?
So the goal state is to reach 5 o'clock. At the end of the
Oh,
game.
right.
So you
I
see the
missed that
clock
entirely. Oh, look.
So it'd be nice if they introduced that in the tutorial, actually.
Yeah, I totally missed that.
I mean, they mentioned it. but
Oh,
you're
did
right,
they?
It wasn't.
Okay, they've just added a floor.
Yeah.
Right. That's...
So this is where the sort of, I guess, the endlessness comes from. You just
Yes.
constantly just have more and more floors. So
I do enjoy that they have elevator music going too. It's really.
yeah, and then, actually that's a good point. At your when you get sort of fired at the end, you get a thing saying you survived for like 2 hours. and
Yeah.
20 minutes as well. So actually, no, it does have basically all the elements.
There's really
of
nice
survival.
space in there for yeah. It's interesting because I mean the other one that it could possibly be would be like an optimization type puzzle, right? More like
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So there's
to 8 freeze.
So I've actually seen sort of JavaScript tutorials where you're programming an elevator in sort of this, like a sort of similar style to this. You've got to decide where you send the elevator based on how many people are in there. So like if I were going to extend this in some way, I think I'd have that thing of people waiting at each floor, and they have stress meters as well. So you have to not only decide where to drop people off, but where to pick people up.
Right. Now one of the interesting things here is it does look like you have unlimited freeze. Oh no, you just but it takes time to recharge, doesn't it?
Yes.
There we go.
But there's no reason for me not to just use the freeze as soon as I get it. Like,
Well, unless you don't need to use it, and then it's not available when you do.
Yeah.
yes.
But you're right. It's quite lenient with how and when you use it.
Thing is, I must admit, sort of, it doesn't... It's almost not quite compelling enough, though. Like, the elevator music is nice, but I'm already sort of on day 3 and going, well, alright, another floor, cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's not. It is quite a simple game, but and there's not a huge amount that keeps you playing because every level is very similar to the previous level.
Additionally, surely the boost gets worse and worse as the game goes on.
I don't know. I'd say it gets more useful because it gets you basically from the bottom to the top.
Yes, but then I have to go back down again.
True. So I guess there's some sort of like meaningful play there about when you use the boost. So do I really need to use it, or will it just cost me time that I have to come back down? Because if you need to get from floor 1 to floor 9, then yeah, it's absolutely no brainer.
Get off my elevator!
Oh, quick freeze.
Go, please. Oh, it's
Oh, is it
9,
stuck?
isn't it? No,
Yeah.
it's 9. I thought it was 8.
Oh dear. So 2 days, 4 hours and 30 minutes.
Go, Tom.
Yeah, just a quick one. So I think overall, quality-wise, it's nice.
It's very nice, and it's unique. It's very
It's a little bit of a simple concept still,
yeah.
but yeah. So I don't know how long I would continue playing this afterwards. But it's definitely very well polished and well put together.
It is. Yeah, one of the things I think would be interesting. So we talked about how just adding a floor only takes you so far in terms of difficulty. Right now, watching this, it looks like everybody has a stress meter that rises at the same rate. You could imagine that you have special people who
You've got like
get
the executives
highly
who are
stressed,
yeah.
exactly, and they go at different times, and through some mechanism shows you that they are ramping up at a so that it's not just this linear progression where the lowest stress are at the bottom, but that the floor changes, like the order of stressed floors will change while you're on a run.
So that might add more weight to the freeze as well. So
Yes.
as it is, you just fire the freeze as soon as you have it. That locks off the person that's higher stress. You got to drop them off.
Yep.
Repeat. Whereas if you've got to wait for when you might get someone that has a very short fuse.
Right.
So I have noticed that the way I'm playing this, I'm not looking at how many people need to get off at each floor.
No,
I'm just
you're
looking
just
at
doing the worst.
I'm just looking at the top number
Yeah.
and always going to that floor. So there's not a whole lot of choice
No.
in what I'm doing. But
I
yeah,
think that's especially true as the game goes on and you need
I've
more
gotta get
time
rid
to
of all
get
of
to the
these guys.
floors.
Yes.
You have to deal with the high stressor because playing it more optimally just means that you lose from that one high stress guy that's
Yes.
unique to a particular floor.
all right, should we move on?
I think
Yeah.
we should.
One thought actually.
Oh, go on.
It might be nice had they added some kind of point system or something like that. You could have done something like, well, if you drop 3 people off on the same floor at the same time,
You get a
get a
bonus
bonus
in
or
terms
something.
of
But
which
then
might add just a bit more meaningful choice.
it wouldn't necessarily tie into the survival.
No.
This is very
dynamic.
true. It
So
does, it does start questioning.
and
a lot
that would
of
change it to more of a game of optimization. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think that was our last game of this batch. Thank you very much for watching, and we will be back soon with another one of these videos.